Hi guys, welcome to BisonPi's video on the weapon generation system, procedural weapon generation system, and how this works. So let's try to get our head around how everything's generated, just so you can customize it yourself. The way this works is everything runs from a single string, a delimited string that's generated on the server, then replicated to each of the machines accordingly. Each machine will then pull back the appropriate information from the relative data tables and generate the mesh how it's supposed to be seen. So it's nice and simple. So you can actually just go and manually edit this if you wish. You've got the colors, the name, all the other values. So if you know exactly which one you want to edit, you can go quickly change it, and you can change the functionality or the configuration. And this will take precedence over the formula that creates this value. How it works is we have a function, as with all the functions to do with the procedural weapons system. They're prefixed, just so if you're integrating into your own system, the functions should not conflict with the ones you have in place unless we're really, really, really unfortunate. So PWG, Procedural Weapon Generator, is the prefix to look out for if you're pulling these values out. We generate the string by going to the PWG generate weapons ID. Now this will run automatically if when the weapon is created, if there's no build string assigned to the function that's exposed on spawn. So basically build string's exposed on spawn. If it's not populated, it will run this. So it'll go through and create everything, whether it be an array from the data table for that component type. I'll randomly pick one and assign it a position within the delimited build code. If you are adding anything to this, add it one before the end, as this one here, the last one, is the one that actually generates the delimiters between the areas of the build code. So you put it after this, it will be irrelevant. Nothing will happen with it. So I'd have to go, on this example, straight out of the box, don't touch 14. You would create a new one, remove 14 to 15, and then spawn your new values into 14. Okay. So this generates this string that we just showed you here. And what we have is the PWG break build string. Now this is a function that's called to split the delimiters on that string. So we can pull back the value and then extract the related value from the data table. Now, as you can see here, order is very important. If you get the order of something incorrect, or you make a change to something, it's just going to fail, or everything after a certain point is just going to be wonky. So anything I would advise adding to the end. So if you have any changes to make to the system, add it to the end. Basically follow this pattern and just copy one of these, copy that down, boop, and then take the value up to here and just add on a new node as required for what your node is, whether it be a integer, string, or whatever. So that's going to give you the ability to use these to update and expand any of the functions that aren't here. So if you've got extra parameters like area on effect or anything along those lines, or velocity, you can input these in here if you really wanted, and then it can be pulled out at a later point. The functions for extracting have been broken into 3 parts. You can add more in if you want, but it works out quite well having the 3 configured like this. For meshes, everything's extracted from the mesh area. So this one will give you an overhead of how it works. This function, the PWG break build string, is called as a pure cast. So this will just makes it easier, it makes it a bit cleaner. All the meshes, as you can see here, are taken across to generate the appropriate mesh in the correct place. So for colors, we can set the color and also the grunge level. And statistics, that would be the rest of these values that get brought in the appropriate place to update how much damage we do and such, the range, stability, all these magical things. So if you were to add to it, I would suggest putting anything like that into this one here, adding your value into anywhere along this line, just keeping it nice and clean, and that's you good to call that from your weapon script at that point. Okay, excellent. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Have fun with the asset pack. Stay tuned for more videos and leave some comments below. Speak to you soon. Ciao.